Hi everyone, welcome to the first edition of That Gaysian podcast. My name is Gurb.
I'm Raj. Hey!
And this is our space to talk about all things gay and Asian and living in the UK as us.
Absolutely, babes. And do you know what? There's nothing more unique than being hot, brown and gay.
I don't know. I mean, I am physically hot, but that's just because it's like 99 degrees.
Honestly, it must be the warmest day ever.
I can smell you.
Oh, that's not me, bitch.
Anyway, so this is our first episode, so I think we should introduce ourselves and say hello and who we are. Okay, so I would say I'm a Pisces.
Oh, okay. We're going full primary school.
I'm a Pisces. Okay, so I live in London, which is a great city to live in. I am a doctor by trade. We won't be talking about anything medical apart from
Doctor.
what we need to do to fix this situation.
Doctor, not pharmacist.
Oh. I would like to say that pharmacy is a fabulous career.
Oh, stop. Honestly.
And I am really excited because I feel like I was doing a search about podcasts and I don't really feel like it fully applies. And sometimes I feel it, not necessarily outsider, but you know when you get like a croissant, but you wanted a little bit of like jam in it, but you don't get the jam.
Chocolate.
But the croissant is really nice,
Yeah.
but it's just not quite what you wanted.
Okay.
That's how I feel about when I look at podcasts and YouTube videos, and I feel like I'm really pleased to be doing something specifically about being gay and Asian because it's still quite big to do.
I agree. I think, you know, for me, the passion is around the opportunities and the equalities that we have to face daily. That actually, yes, being Asian you face, being part of the LGBTQ plus community, yes, you face. But to Shazam those two together, I love a Shazam.
Do you know what that is?
Wasn't it a sweet?
Isn't it an app that tells you what the song is playing?
Is it?
Someone called me Shazam once. That was racist. I was like, what's my name? I was like, Shazam?
You
I was like, you are. Anyway, so what about you? What would you say about yourself?
Okay, so, Raj, 22 years old.
In dog years. Bitch years.
I live in the Midlands, not a doctor. I work in the world of housing, which is delightful. I think for me, it's around how being gay, being Asian, not being the stereotypical six-pack,
Yeah,
you
that's a good
know,
point.
being femme, actually, how that works within a cultural way and that kind of perspective. So, if, I don't know, we were to go to the Gurdwara or the Mandal or some place of worship or anything like that, you would have to dress differently and not be who you are. Not because you're going to get smited there and then, you know, or be struck by lightning, maybe. But actually, it's all the uncles and aunties and the macho men that are all there.
But you know what? It's not as bad as at a wedding or a function.
Yeah.
Because in a good one, actually, you have to be quite quiet.
Yes, and you have to be a little bit.
You can't really, you know.
Until you get out from Lungo.
Or you're like in the car park.
Agreed.
I mean, Gurdwara car parks.
Agreed.
It's the high drama.
Gossip Central. This is.
And don't get me started on that stupid thing where you have a face-off and you have to lift someone up at a wedding. Do you know that? Have you ever done that?
Oh, this is like the milling, isn't it?
The milling!
It's the
Oh
milling
my
part of
god,
yeah.
I hate that moment.
Listen, if someone can I will give them a blanket. I will give them a blanket and £101. Here you go, left hand. Actually, I'd make it 11. But you know what? If someone can lift, be my guest.
We should say, just for completeness, what is your religion?
So I'm Hindu Punjabi. Part of the Punjab, part of the H, like the brown sauce. Yeah.
And I'm Sikh.
Sikh
Punjabi. How do we know each other? How do we know each other?
How do we know each other?
How do we meet? And we're not together, by the way. Just in case.
She wishes.
It was a moonless night.
It certainly, there was
Mercury was in retrograde.
I don't even know who she is.
2007.
Oh, stop.
And I was in a
God.
really famous little haunt called NG1 in Nottingham. So I went to University of Notts. There we were. I was like minding my own business.
Absolutely not. This
Like,
drunken
hey.
hoe. Absolutely not. This drunken hoe sucking one menthol after the other. Right.
Menthol cigarettes. Oh yeah.
Oh, they need to come back.
I gave up smoking over 10 years, and now and then I just think, you know.
So,
But I don't have that one.
You didn't put sweetener in this, did you?
I put one sweetener in.
Did you?
I did.
Did you though? We both had the iPhone 3GS when they first came out.
Was it a 3GS?
It was. It was. Do you remember? And
The first iPhones had those really big silver backs. They were more solid, weren't
I
they?
think they were solid. I thought they were brilliant.
Like
Bring
those.
them back,
Yeah.
right? So we met in true young style
Oh.
in the middle of a club.
Hey.
It was a gay club, wasn't it? It was a brilliant gay club.
It's shut down now.
Yeah, no, it's not shut down. It's now for the heteros.
Oh.
I know,
I
I
mean,
know.
heteros we live.
Absolutely.
That's what I was thinking about the other day. Gay people come from straight people. So they're our, like, progenitors. They're our grandparents. Oh, and actual parents. No, but we should say thanks. We should be grateful for hetero people.
Sure. So, yes, that they've raised LGBTQ plus children.
Hey.
They've done the best ever. We instantly hit it off. I don't even know what it was, because you are very annoying. So
I'm sure it was just like, like that.
no. I think it was probably a drunken blunder at some point. And actually, I think what's the other deal for me was when we left the club, we were like, cheesy chips.
Oh, cheesy chips.
And you know what?
I don't think there's anything better. Oh, no. Chili cheesy chips. Oh, it depends on your stomach on the day.
Night out, slaughtered.
Oh, no.
We were. Cheesy chips. Don't care if it's got chili. I don't even know if it's got cheese on. I don't even know if it's chips. Yeah. So, to be fair, that's how we met. You told the story.
No, that's it. I think it was really drunk. We were in NG1. We were in, when you're, and the other thing that's very sociable is smoking. And I don't condone smoking at all, but the thing is, it does make it sociable. Because you're out there, and you chat. Whereas you don't really go out like, how often in a nightclub do you go out of the outside area?
Yeah.
If you're not a smoker, just to like cool down.
Yeah, you're right.
That is a good idea though.
You're right. Actually, they are a very social.
And that's the worst thing about it, is it hooks you in because it's sociable.
Yeah.
So, and it gives you that kind of leeway to go outside on your own for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas you wouldn't just go downstairs and sit on your own for 5 minutes just outside.
I would like to do that right now.
Yeah.
So
you're never getting one.
genuinely.
So seeing as it's a first episode, let's talk about coming out. Gay, Asian, brown.
Yep.
Don't frown at the brown.
No, never. Once you go brown.
How did you come out of the closet?
Do you know, to be honest with you, I don't think I ever did. I have always been very bubbly, unique. Oh yeah, I know.
It's not a dating website.
All right.
Honey.
Do you want me to check your grinder? So,
Grinder?
I barely know one. Stupid. So, yeah, I don't think I ever had to. I never had to come out.
I mean, is there really any?
This is the thing, because do you know what? I've always been quite unapologetically me. Always. Like, if I wanted to wear, even as a child, I've always been quite femme. I've always been extremely loud. I've always been OTT with everything. And I think I think people would be surprised if I came out straight.
Could you ever be straight?
Moving on. What about you?
Really complicated. Not that complicated. I was always known as quite a bubbly, loud person when I was 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I remember very clearly between, I think it was the third year at senior school, everything was fine. Like, normal. I mean, everything is normal. As in, like, there were no sexual feelings at all ever.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember coming back from the school holidays, it was really weird, between my 3rd and 4th years at senior school, so I would have been like 14, and I remember thinking the rugby teacher was so hot.
Brilliant.
I was like, but I'm sure I never had the same feeling before the summer holiday.
Oh, so what changed?
Hormones, honey. I don't know, it was weird. There's just like, suddenly I found him attractive, but I didn't before. I didn't find anyone attractive before. Like, it didn't even enter my mind to find people attractive before.
Okay.
And it's weird, because you know, like, when kids are young, like 10, 11, 12, they say, let's go out, I'm going out with you now, we're going out. But actually, are they? I mean, these days, who knows?
Well,
but
they're
you're not really
pregnant at that age these days.
But you're never actually going, you're not doing anything.
Of course not.
But you say it.
Yeah, of course.
Did you have that?
But I've always, even when you saw it on TV, and actually even back then on TV, watching LGBTQ plus gay couples on TV.
Well, it was gay couples, it wasn't lesbian couples.
Yeah.
Or was it? No.
It was more lesbian couples.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
So I remember
Oh,
it.
Ellen DeGeneres. But she didn't come out for ages.
Well, I'm thinking more like, like EastEnders.
Yes.
And those...
No, Binny. Binny.
I don't know who that is.
Who was she? She was an actress at EastEnders, and there was the dush dush moment was her kissing another woman.
So, with that, I think the first one that I saw, who was that gay couple, that really old gay couple on EastEnders like years ago?
Saeed and Christian.
No, that's when I stopped watching EastEnders.
I didn't like that storyline.
I did not like it at all because it's so real.
Do you think it's too real?
It's too real, and actually, I just found it insulting. I found the character of Saeed needed
He was so wet.
to grow some balls.
I
yeah,
mean, so
and I
wet.
mean that in the most nicest way possible. At the end of the day, if you, and don't get me wrong, Amira was beautiful. Great.
Amira, God bless her.
We could all try.
She was beautiful.
But what I'm saying is so. We'll come on to that, but that is when I stopped watching it because I was so annoyed at that, and I just.
But I remember him coming at, like, her finding out about that gay relationship was like a big national talking point.
Absolutely, but it was though because you had the reactions of the mum, you had the reactions.
Zainab,
yeah,
she's an icon.
Of the dad, you've got the reactions of the family, and actually, then what will Auntie down the road think? How are we going to show our face? Well, actually, but if I was to commit murder, not that I would, and I don't condone it, please don't, maybe this one. But, that would probably be more acceptable.
Oh, that is my favourite double standard. It's like, oh, my son, he's got X, Y, and Z. Yeah, maybe he's been taking drugs for a while, or he's been a bit of an alcoholic. But you know what? Marry him. I'm very proud of him. My son, he's got 6 degrees, and he's beautiful. Lyndon Evangelista, he's a model. He's gay. Disowned.
This is the problem. The standard way to kind of go with this would be education, culture. That's not the case. It's just we're not as maybe progressive from a cultural perspective, I think. So we still care about, the old school values of Biagala, Garlela, Nyane Dasalela, right? And to be honest with you, even, the hetero couples don't want that anymore.
Yes, exactly. Or do they? I don't do they?
Well, I'm very doing a very broad sweep here, but even by the time you're late 20s, Biani Kanda.
But that's more on women, isn't it?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I think it is. I think Asian men can get away with it for a lot longer than Asian women.
Really?
Oh, yeah. One of my uncles, I'm sure didn't get married, was like my age, 26.
20s.
Plus 12.
26 plus 20.
And looking good for it, so you can carve
please. The rest of his neck is pinned back.
Like the Vivian.
I really want to try that.
So, so you never actually physically came out?
No, never, to anybody.
Did your mum ever ask you about relationships, boys, girls? Did you ever have a conversation with your parents?
No.
About being with someone? Anyone?
No, because so I'm the youngest of 3, and within our family we've never really brought partners home.
And that's an Asian thing, right?
I think so. I don't think it's just my household. I think
it's an Asian thing.
Yeah.
You don't bring someone home unless you're going to get married to them.
Unless it's deadly
introduced.
serious.
Yeah.
Deadly serious, and you have got to do all that groundwork previously.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's the norm to do that. So actually, we've never had that kind of pressure. You know, yeah. I mean, I'm very close to my mom. You know.
Well, that's a really good point, because actually I do think there is I think there is a little bit of in kind of Asian subculture, boy, like spoiled boy from the mum. Do you think that's a thing? Do you think Asian boys are more spoiled?
100%. 100%. Even from, back in the day, they're the ones that are going to take the name forward. They're the ones that are
don't start the family name.
Yes.
That is just...
And this is the thing, is that...
I'm so over it now, though.
Mum's always just said to me, just be happy.
That's nice. What about your dad?
See, Dad's always followed Mum's lead, to be fair. Bless him. He's no longer with us, obviously. So, he's always been pretty chilled with everything. Never really said anything. He's always been pretty cool with stuff. Even Mum has. And actually, I couldn't feel more blessed than that. And I think that's pretty much the same with yours as well, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think what it comes down to is looking beyond sexuality and seeing you as your son.
Absolutely.
So I think, and I feel quite lucky in that way. But the thing is, when you bring up the topic, itself can still be quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So in my situations, for example, coming out when I first said something to my sister when I was 14, and it didn't go very well. And again at 17, it didn't go very well at all. And then, over time, people get used to the idea. And when I first told my mum, it needed to come out. And that was when I was 27. And then telling my dad only a few years ago, because I thought I thought I didn't have to say anything. But clearly I needed to, because something came up where he talked about getting married, and I don't think he meant to a man. So therefore, I thought, oh gosh, it's something needs to be said.
Yeah.
So I did. And yeah, and do you know what the worst thing about it is? There's no word for gay in Punjabi. No. How do you say I'm gay?
You see, this is a thing,
or Hindi. Is there a word for Hindi? I'm gay, or in Urdu? How do you say I'm gay in Urdu?
I don't know. So
I would just say I'm gay. No, wait. मैं gay या. तू gay या?
Very.
बहुत gay होता है.
Very gay.
बहुत gay.
So. But you're right, and I think this is where the misconception comes, because back in the day, and when they're back in the motherland, right?
Bharat.
Gay is associated with hijra. Hijra are men that dress as women, right? So it's associated with kind of cross-dressing and almost prostitution in a sense. So yeah, this got dark really quick. So
just like your makeup. Oh, hey.
Just like those bags under your eyes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know they're dark.
Oh. I think this is the problem, is that they instantly think gay. Oh my god, you're gonna dress as a woman. You're gonna start.
Did you ever talk about hijra in your household? Because I had no idea what that meant.
No, it comes up, but even on trips to India, you would see hijra, you would see the community.
Yes.
There would be attending weddings that are,
interesting.
To dance for money, and they're seen as very, as pariahs of a community. They're the outcasts of a community. And I think as soon as you mention gay, that's where the old school mentality goes to. Which is why I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, and correct you, bitch, if we're wrong, if there is a word for gay in...
Yeah, I don't know, there maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, he's a coconut, I'm
I do think, I know what you mean though, because it's the unknown. Because people don't talk about it as parents.
It's taboo,
It's taboo.
It's not unknown because it's known.
No, but hijra are known.
Yes.
What about gay people?
See, gay people, I think, they will probably just think it's a phase.
Yes. Which...
Biar karke theek ho jana sara kuch, you know.
So I really do think that that's part of it, is the language around using, say, gay in Asian subculture is basically not there. Maybe we should create a word that means gay in Punjabi. Can you think of anything at the top of your head?
Maybe I struggle with the English alphabet, never mind the Punjabi and the Hindi one.
To see homo ya? Homo.
No, I mean that's homo.
More? Or more?
Yes, please. I'll take 2. Do you know what? I think we need to put it out there to everybody. You know, comment, message us, let us know what your thoughts are. Because, actually...
Create a word for gay.
Yeah.
We need it.
Because, again, we might be really wrong. Energy. But it's coffee. I really needed it. We might be really wrong. There might be a word.
There might be. There probably is.
But I saw something on the TV when Mum was watching Sony.
Oh, Sony! Don't start. ZTV's just gone out of fashion these days.
Do you know? I remember. Yeah, you're right. And that was the
OG.
Channel.
The OG channel was Z.
Yeah, absolutely. News at 8:00. Everyone sits down, watches the news. It was all.
Do you know what I don't like about Indian channels is the adverts. They come on like within a minute of a programme starting. So what was the point of starting the programme? You might as well wait. It's just ridiculous. And they'll come back and they'll show the credits at the end. And you're like, what was the point of that break?
The thing is, each episode, everyone's just staring at each other.
I know.
Dramatically.
You see, I can't deal with that.
You see, I'd love to do that. I mean, it's like the Dallas and Dynasty of
that was better. Dallas and is it Dynasty or Dynasty?
Dynasty
is much better. Was better than
absolutely. But it was that level of drama and that level of intensity.
You would love that though.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I feel like you should be like a Texas housewife. On a ranch.
Babe, listen, I don't care whether it's the dressing or the farm. You know, absolutely.
I could totally see you do that.
Yes. I 100%.
Would you wear one of those cowboy hats?
Babe, listen, that's all I would wear.
Oh. Wow.
That's a lot to take in though.
Which, please.
I know.
So coming out, and actually there's no word for it, so it makes it very hard. And actually, me telling my dad, like, I couldn't, and I actually, like, the words I'm gay are very hard to say.
They are.
And I'll be honest, even day to day, like, it's very interesting when you hear other people talk about it, because I'll be like, I've got a friend, and, he's...
One of you.
He's what? And I'm like, babe, you can say the word gay. Yeah. The fact that you don't say it makes it worse.
Yes.
So and that annoys me. And that's not Indian people, that's white people, that's other people, everyone just doesn't, nobody likes to use a word.
Yeah.
And that really irritates me. And I think that comes from the fact that people use it to say things, if something's bad, they call it gay. Oh my god, my homework is so gay. And it's like, your homework is a sexual preference, does it?
Maybe
it's your homework on prep?
Maybe.
I hope it is.
Maybe it is.
And I hate that. It's my absolute pet peeve in life. Yeah. People calling things gay.
Yeah. I know you hate that.
But don't you?
It is what it is. It's like you can't control the youth of today. You know, they're going to come up with silly slogans and stuff like that. Slogans? Are they?
We're the youth.
Yes. You know,
no one goes around with slogans for themselves. Maybe we should have entrance lines, like just any time you introduce yourself.
Yeah, but can you imagine?
A slogan.
Oh, like a signature on an email.
Oh, best. Comma.
KIT.
TTFN.
No, we're not doing this. So, yeah, going back to, coming out, all that sort of stuff. I can see why it would be so difficult. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with very dear friends. I've seen it happen with my career and actually the within my industry, as you must have. It's very difficult. The suicide rates are there. It's hard even to say the words. I'm gay. Or I am part of...
I'm queer, I'm trans, I'm whatever.
The LGBTQ plus community, anything like that. It's really hard. It's hard for people who aren't within that community.
I think, and specifically for gay Asian people.
Absolutely.
It's just ridiculously difficult.
Yeah.
And I, And what I hate about the situation is that there are so many people who go on to get married and they ruin their lives, their partner's lives, and all of that stuff.
The thing is, yeah, there is a very...
And then who am I to say ruin? You know what? People can do whatever they want. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Look, everybody is entitled to their own views, their opinions, to do what they like in life.
Absolutely. It's just a shame that we don't have a set space where people could just be like, you know what, this is who I am. For gay Asian people.
Yeah, I agree, because actually I think even within families, you've got your cousins and you've got your buas, dayas, judges, all of them lot, and I think that's the most difficult thing.
I agree. I think it's harder.
I think coming out to your friends are your chosen family.
Correct.
Your friends are the people that you would choose to hang around with, majority of the time. Borderline. But actually, when you go to, I don't know, your judge's house because your cousin's just had a baby, and then you've got all of the boys that are there, and they're all...
My cousin has just had a baby, and I was very happy, by the way.
But what I'm saying to you is that actually the social dynamics of that is you're always going to feel like a bit of an outsider.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and you've grown up with your cousins, you know, your sexual preference has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Theirs has nothing to do with you.
That's true.
And actually, you don't judge them for being heterosexual.
I mean, I try to.
Oh, babe, listen, I do.
On the day.
Yeah. No, I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
But can I just say, it's one of the it still triggers me. Like, I can't, when you go to an event, let's say you're going to a Chumni event, and it's at someone's house.
Yeah.
And inevitably you get the men in one room, women in the other.
Yeah.
By the way, which room do you sit in that situation?
Yeah, where do the gays sit?
No, but where do you go?
I always go with my mum.
So you sit with women?
Always.
You don't sit with the guys?
No.
In those, because that happens, you get the men in one room, women in the other.
Unless there's some distant people that we know that aren't relatives, and they're pretty hot about
So
this.
interesting. And no one says anything or questions it, or just goes it with your mum?
No. Yeah.
And the aunties and the cousins, they just chat to you
perfectly normal.
And when you were growing up, it was always the same?
Always the same. But, even at the Gurdwara or the Manda, you'd have boys,
What do you do at the Gurdwara?
I would sit with my mum.
You sit on the women's side of the Gurdwara?
Absolutely.
No way!
Who is going to stop me? Who made up this rule? God didn't make up this rule.
Yeah, where does that come from in Sikhism, where in the Gurdwara?
I don't know. Maybe because men can't keep their hands to themselves sometimes. So, yeah. Those are wanderers.
Ew!
She's gone with Boris. But...
Pincher?
Barely know her. So, yeah, I think... where did this tradition come from?
I don't know, that's a really good point. We should find that out.
Yeah, but what would you do?
Okay, so I'll be honest. So I present as man. Okay. I always use the pronouns he, him. I've never thought myself as anything other than a cis man.
Yeah.
I can be camp, I can be feminine, but I am a man. So whenever I go to a Gurdwara, I always at the men's side. I don't have any problem with that.
Uh-huh.
What I have issues with is when you go to these events, like a Chumni, and it's a home one or something like that, and you have men on one side, and you have people who you don't really know, because it might be the new in-laws, for example.
Yeah.
Or the new in-laws' mates, cousins, friends, people from the shop, and then you all sit around, they're like, yo, bro, yeah, so what's up, are you chilling? Yeah, how's the business? Yeah, it's great. And you're just like, hey. I hate it so much. Yeah. I never know what to say. I'm just like, hi. And the way I talk, my voice grates. And people look at and you just think, what are they thinking? I can't stand it. And I feel so awkward. And I just think, here I am, nearly 25 years old. And I feel...
It's going down and down.
And here I am, and I've accomplished so much, and I'm so confident. And in that moment, I just feel like I am... What the heck is going on? I feel this more in those moments. And I never know what to do. And it's happened it happens. And then I think, I sit with my dad, but still, it's just, the one thing I will say is people don't often anymore ask me when you're going to get married. So I think that pictures come through. But nevertheless, I just hate it. I don't know what the solution is for that situation. I feel like there should be a third safe space for
Just
a
you.
journey.
Yeah. So
Because you're honest, very happy with that.
yeah,
Like the food.
yeah, I'm really not interested in anybody else's thoughts or opinions on me.
We are aware.
Yeah, you know, apart from you.
Oh, do you care what I think?
No. So basically, whether I sit with mum or whether I sit, again, I present as he, him. I am very over accessorised. Yeah, I'm camp, but at the end of the day, I'm still a bloke, right? Oh, that came out wrong.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
do you really feel like you're a bloke though?
yeah, I just like to wear nice things. And I over accessorise maybe a little too much. If someone was to say to me, "Oh, you should go and sit,"
Yeah, what would you do?
I'd be like this. Can you show in whose guidebook? And show me in what holy book does it state
Government guidance.
that you have to sit, boys and girls, men and women, gender. How? Explain to me. Okay.
But no one's ever said that to you. No one's ever challenged you.
No one's ever challenged me.
Oh, I don't think it's got the guts.
I mean, I'd love it if they tried.
Yeah, but there are people who are really who have low self-confidence. And that's another question. What happens if you're non-binary? If you're non-binary and you go to the Gurdwara, where are you supposed to sit?
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Can you sit in the middle where people walk?
No, yeah, everyone just walks
Around
around.
you.
It's not a roundabout, you know.
You know, once I went to India. The first time I went to India in 1998, when I was like barely born.
Sure.
And I'll never forget.
In
we
your
were
30s.
We were driving a car, a rickshaw, whatever, and I was like, "Oh, what a lovely statue of a cow! Why is it in the middle of the road?" And no, it was just a massive cow
In
just
the
sitting
middle of the
there,
road, yeah.
and people were just driving around it.
They would. It's holy, isn't it? We have animals on the M1 here. You know.
Lucky.
Oh, please, urban fox.
Silver fox. So anyway, yeah, I will say. So yes, I don't know what happens to non-binary Asian people, and I think that's something that will need to be looked at.
But I think that's when we can get people in to talk to us about it.
Yeah.
Because we've all heard it. We've all been on those work courses.
How do you find those?
Horrific. I don't want to talk about it. So
Why? Why do you like equality and diversity? What's wrong with you?
firstly, I represent every tick box known to
and you fully take advantage of
an
that.
EDI.
You take advantage of that 100%.
I actually don't.
I think you do!
No. Do you know what it is? Because I'm damn good at what I do. And I don't need to take advantage of that. What I bring...
To the runway.
Absolutely. To... whether it be a work situation, whether it be a personal situation, I bring me. And that's all I can bring. If somebody doesn't like it, well then I'll tell you what, go elsewhere.
Amen.
Yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, about actually not really caring what, your auntie down the road or mum's mate or something like that. Well then I'll tell you what, if they've got an opinion, talk to me about it.
But they won't though.
They won't talk to me about it.
This is the thing.
There would be a telling off situation going on there.
Do you know the thing that I get really upset about is I think my parents are okay, but it's the discussing it with other people when they say, let's say for example, someone says to your mum, "When's your son getting married?"
Yeah.
And your mum is fine, but she has to explain it in a way which either makes her feel depressed,
Yeah.
disappointed,
Or just
embarrassed,
lie. Yeah.
or lie.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like. Because you
Yeah.
might be fine, but it's other people discussing it about you. And I'm really sorry if that makes other people's... I really feel so bad if that makes my mum's life harder. But do you know? But then what choice do you have?
Well, my mum's always said, which
is the way forward.
And actually my mum's always said that, even about my sister, even about my brother, and to be honest with you, she's always been kind of, look, guys, just be happy, don't do anything stupid, and that's a very wide spectrum of stupidity.
Took that advice.
And she's always said that to, like, even aunties, uncles, whatever, whoever's asked, oh, Bihani Garna?
Yeah, exactly. Now that, because not even not to you, it's to your family.
This is it.
And that's the...
But then my mum would just say, Ena di magia.
I think that's a good way to do it.
You know, and actually, what more can you say to that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not like, oh, koi lab ke de indigato, koi edda karde. You know, no, absolutely not. You know what? Listen, it's up to them. If you want to ask them why they're not getting married, go and ask them.
Yeah, exactly. I would love it if I could have an arranged gay marriage.
See, we spoke about this, didn't we?
Oh, I would
remember.
Do you know what? You want to sort through the world's population?
Well, listen, do you not
Find
remember?
me someone.
Do you not remember when I tried to join Shadi.com?
No. Did you try to join Shadi?
Yeah, right. And
Does it have a gay option?
No.
Even now? Have you checked?
Even now. Oh, I've not checked
We'll check it
recently.
again, okay.
But I would say a year or two ago, because I thought, oh, actually, hang on. Gay marriage, now legal. Let's do it, right? There's definitely going to be a gender option on there. No, there wasn't. There wasn't. Because I thought that would have been perfect. I would have, you know...
Oh, Shadi.com needs to have a gay...
The thing is, though... Does it?
Yeah.
See, I think... So you've got things like, you know, the normal dating, very loosely put, social apps, you know. If we have one specifically for the Asian LGBTQ plus community, that would actually be very helpful. Like that.
If anybody is an app designer and they're watching this,
Yeah,
please get in touch.
please.
Because we would like to create an app.
Talk to us.
Talk to him. I'm too busy. He's the more friendly one.
Oh, thank you. That has never been said between us.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there should be an option on Shadi.com and there isn't.
There isn't.
Grindr is full of married men who are Asian who basically have
No profile picture.
Right?
I'm discreet.
And there are some really high profile, I mean, like the Shireen, was it Dawani case? Yeah, that guy was a multimillionaire, he had his business and his family all linked together. That's another thing, family businesses. Your wealth, often in Asian cultures, can be linked to your family.
Of course.
So if you mess up one...
Brilliant.
Beep! Are we allowed to swear?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you mess something up in your... Like, you perceive something to be messed up, like your sexuality, and then you're cut off. You have no money, your lifestyle, you're gone. So, I'm not justifying it, I'm just saying it's an added level of complexity.
Yes.
It's not just like, you know, go to work. If you've got family business. I don't know if that was his situation.
The thing is, I think, look, every family has different dynamics. I mean, if that was the case in my situation, well then actually that wouldn't be the case. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm pretty sure it would be the same with you.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
It's quite upsetting to me, to be fair, to even think about that, because how does it get to that? It makes no sense to me. I can't process it.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I
think the thing is, I think we've been quite lucky to be able to get through it, and other people still can't.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to anybody who is gay, Asian, and wanted to come out to their family?
So, okay, so again, I'm not a counsellor, I'm not any kind of professional advice giver, clearly, apart from style.
And I took it right!
And just be honest with yourself. Be true to who you are. You know, at the end of the day, you get, and it sounds really cliche, but you get one life. You honestly do. And wasting your energy and channeling your energy into almost the negative parts of it just doesn't bode well for you, your environment, your family situation, anything like that. I think confide in a friend, you know, and again, a friend that is completely separate to your family environment, so not your cousin, not your dayas, chachas.
But these.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Start building your own social circle that you can rely on, that you can trust.
It's a good step.
Because if the shit does hit the fan, right, you know that you're not going to be alone.
And I think that's what it comes down to. It's like planning for that moment. Because I think I'll be honest with you, it's all very nice to say, be yourself, but some people will feel like they are trapped.
Absolutely.
And so I would say, and I don't know if this
like
is the right
friendship.
friendship prison. One thing I would say is, get out of my life.
Thank you so much.
So what I would say is, if you, and when it comes, but I mean practicality, nitty-gritty, I would say, if you want to come out and you're scared of doing it because you're in an Asian family, then you need to be able to take the steps in advance that allow you to be okay, whatever the outcome is. And it sounds terrible, but you might need to accept, if you think the reaction is going to be that bad, right? If you think the reaction is going to be that your family disowns you completely, then you have to decide whether that's okay and live with that possibility. So for me, when I made that decision to tell my dad, it sounds awful, but I thought to myself, if this goes terribly, I know physically I'm okay. I live away, I've got my own job, I'm independent financially, emotionally, there's barriers.
Wow.
And I think, for me anyway, it meant that it makes it a bit easier. Like if I was still living at home and they're providing for me and I was still in the house and I knew they would disown me and be homeless, it's a very different situation.
It is. You've always got me.
Oh.
The garage, you can, whatever.
So I think you have to, if you can, try and make circumstances so that you can try and do something. It's not always possible, but I'm just thinking about the practicalities. Like, what would you do?
Yeah.
Let's say you are, I don't know, 21, you're at home, you're in a Muslim family, and you're gay. And you've got family, and you're dependent on your family fully. How would you come out? Could you, do you think? Is it possible? And they're not, and you know they're not going to be happy about it.
I don't... It's hard for me to say because I've always been a very strong-minded, strong-willed. Put aside culture, beliefs, whatever, I would. Now, even I would cross that bridge when I get to it. So if it's like doomsday planning, you know, let's buy an underground bunker, let's stock it with canned food.
That's another topic. I would love that kind of stuff.
But actually, it might never happen. But yes, there is a contingency there.
So the thing is, so what you're saying is basically you might just not need to say anything for a while. Keep it on the down low, which doesn't really seem appropriate when we talk about pride. But the thing is, if your situation is so bad, maybe you can't go out of the closet yet. Maybe practically you physically cannot. And actually, that's okay, as long as you know it's not going to be forever. You
know when you're ready.
Yes.
You know when you are ready.
You have to decide when it's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to.
And actually, external factors are always going to be there. They're always going to be there.
That's true.
So whether it's your own family, or whether it's the bus driver, whether it's the guy at the checkout in Asda, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something that's going to be an obstacle. So only you would know when you're ready. Whether that be now, tomorrow, next week, 10 years from now.
And the truth is, if you feel like, you know what, this is who I am, and I'm going to be homeless because of this, but I accept that, then that's still your choice. Like, if you feel like that's what you need to do, then you need to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, you know, and there are organisations that can help.
I was just about to come on to that actually, you know what, you're never alone.
Yeah.
You are never alone, because you know what, being part of the LGBTQ+, especially Asian community as well, you're never alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever. There's always someone there. We're here.
Yeah, if you are gay and Asian, we are now your family.
Yes,
I love
absolutely.
That. Who's the mum? Oh, Priscilla!
Priscilla. She's
our baby.
Yeah, she's the head of our family. And
I'm like a mama.
We'll see. So
I feel like mama is my natural go-to.
Hang on, which one's the cha-cha?
Dad's side.
Dad's side.
I think you're like a cha-cha.
I'm probably the cha-cha. The cha-chas are normally the worst, aren't they?
Yeah, mummy are kind of quite fun.
Are they?
There is a difference between cha-cha and mama in terms of mentality, don't you think?
I think so, yes, because cha-cha are more mature.
Physically.
Did you just call me fat?
Babe. Babe.
Do I look like cheese?
Camembert.
Yes, brown!
Baked.
Oh, gooey. Stupid. Stupid.
Do you know what? Big camembert with some baguette.
Stop. Asian. Ain't no Asian eating baked camembert.
I'm obsessed. I think camembert is delicious.
Camembert with a samosa dipped in it.
Ooh!
Oh, we should try that.
French Indian food.
Oh.
Bring it on. Bring it to the runway.
Samosa isn't French.
No, but
Oh,
you
a
can
camembert.
combine it.
Oh.
A camembert.
It's French, yes, yes.
You could make a brie pakora.
No, you couldn't. You could make a brie pakora. Do you remember those beetroot and coconut samosa?
Never had them.
We had them at Mirch Masala.
They were nice.
Never had them.
Have you ever had a dessert samosa?
Yeah, with the chocolate end.
Yes!
Yeah.
Or a banana!
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And not an
Steady.
aubergine. I do
Babe.
love good. No, wait, badam.
Bangan.
Badam, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Aloo badam is one of my favourite
Oh.
Indian foods.
Good, I'm going to make sure that there's none anywhere ever.
What are you going to do? Buy it all?
Yeah,
Use it?
yeah. Throw it at you.
Bengan?
Barely know one.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work.
It does work. Everything works. Being Asian in this current climate, being Asian actually forever, since I can remember, has been a bit more difficult within society. Being LGBTQ plus has its own crosses to bear. Shazamming those. Oh, I keep saying Shazam. It's the Shazam. Marrying those two
Together.
Oh no, not even marrying. We can't.
Well, you can get married. But can you get... Have you ever been to
A gay. No.
Asian wedding at a Gurdwara?
No, but I've seen. They're becoming quite viral now, aren't they?
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Is there a Gurdwara that will allow gay marriage?
There is, yes, and churches are allowing gay marriage now.
No, churches is fine. So I'm talking about gay Asians.
So,
This is what we need to stick to.
Gurdwara, yes, I'm sure there is. I'm sure I read somewhere. I know there is in India.
There was that guy who was like a prince, an Indian prince, and he was gay and he got married very publicly. Do you remember? I think he was Hindu.
I think you've just described me. Yes, I think you're right, there is, but there's been quite a few. There's been quite a few.
So there are pockets of progress.
And really traditional formats of marriage as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is beautiful,
I love
because
that.
I love our Indian weddings.
Okay,
I
yeah, but if you-
absolutely love them.
You know, like in a Gurdwara, like the guy has a bug and then she carries a bit and they do it. Is it llama where they go around
around the
thing?
fire, yeah.
So what would you do
What
with
do
the
you
guy?
mean?
Would you do the llama?
Of course you would, it's the same principle.
Yeah, but who would be the one in front?
It doesn't matter.
What would you do? Would you be the woman or the man in the llama?
You would, no, okay, so, as part of a same-sex couple, there isn't who's the equivalent to the opposite sex.
So what would you do then?
So, whoever would want to go walk in front. See, this is the thing where there's that alpha male situation.
This
going
is
on.
it, exactly.
And this is what annoys me.
Oh.
You generally, but just because we've got the llama situation, who walks who down the aisle, blah, 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 all of that jazz. And to be honest with you, it shouldn't be seen as who's playing the woman's role or who's playing the man's role. It should be just as it is.
Yeah, and also it's very interesting because I think, especially if you speak to gay Asian guys, like generally, I do think that they, maybe more so than white people, try to assign roles that account to their masculinity. So top and bottom for Gaysians is a bit more equivalent to man and woman, don't you think?
No.
As in people's perceptions of it. Like when you meet, if you meet a gay Asian guy, because you would want a top.
Why would you automatically assume that?
But they're always like the guy, right? Have you been with a guy who's like really feminine and is a top? But you know what I mean?
No, Lorraine Kelly will be killing us. So
there's something about Gaysian people
But then-
being more like, I'm the man, I'm the top. Don't you think? In your experience, have you found that gay Asian men like to assign a role early on about what you're like in your dynamic, sexually, and is that different to when you're with white people?
But don't we all?
I feel like if I'm chatting to a white guy, it's a bit more fluid.
Pardon the pun.
In terms of, it doesn't really matter. Like, you can be what you want and it doesn't really matter what role you are sexually. But when you are speaking to gay Asian people, I feel like if you're the top, you should be the more butch one. And if you're the bottom, you should be the more camp one.
But then the thing is, I would again though, I would say that that's not an issue. That's the same across all platforms of our community.
I think probably more. Yeah, I think it is, but I think it's more in gay Asian people.
I think it's because they, as from an Asian perspective, and from a very Indian household, it's always been the case that actually. This is what the man does. The man goes out to work.
Yes.
You know, blah, blah, blah. But that's a very traditional setup. It's a very traditional mindset. Yeah. And the women stay at home, look after the kids, cook, clean, blah, blah, blah. So it's a very old, white, 40s, 50s kind of era.
But that's what I think we have. I think people are still like that in terms of them.
They are, of course they are. But then the thing is,
maybe that's my own limiting beliefs, I don't know.
No. And again, they're very valid. Very valid.
Don't need your freaking permission.
I mean, you're dead for that face. Butter.
Butter face.
On that note, guys.
No, wait! Where else do you want to go? The kitchen?
It's very warm in here.
It is boiling. Okay, well listen, Raj, this has been a pleasure. I love you. I appreciate you.
Gurby.
As platonic friends only.
Oh.
I am single.
There's almost two of me.
And I will see you on the flip. Do people say that? The flip side. Flip of what though? I don't understand. Flip the door.
Flip your door. Guys,
it's been a pleasure. And we will see you again. More topics, more hot topics.
And actually...
Hot. Is coming up.
Not that hot. Not that hot. Listen, if you guys want us to talk about anything, or you've got topics that you want to bring up that are dear to you,
we want to make this all about gay Asian culture.
Growing
up and things that affect us. So if you have anything, then you know.
Absolutely. Send away.
Ping a message. You know? Ping? Does one ping?
Babe, I don't even know if that's even a thing. Ping?
Oh, keep no.
Again, on that note, thank you guys. Love you
Always
all.
Always a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
Just
Oh my God.